We're at Todber Manor Fishery in the depths of beautiful Dorset, and we're going to take this opportunity today to show you the new ESP Lo Pro umbrella. Now, this is our first venture into the shelter market, but what we've got here is what I like to think of the oval umbrella reinvented. There's obviously lots of different shelters on the market, and this is the first that I'm aware of with a conventional space saver brolly mechanism that's completely freestanding. So what that means is, whereas on most umbrellas on the market, the 4 rear ribs touch the ground and you need storm poles at the front to support it, this one doesn't need any storm poles at all for the vast majority of situations. So the way we've done that to do away with the need for storm poles is to extend these 2 side ribs with an elasticated joint so that they touch the ground. So 6 out of the 8 ribs touching the ground with pegging points, making it completely freestanding, doing away with the need for storm poles. So it's a bit of a first in that respect. Now the joint, the extended ribs, if they didn't have a joint, they'd be too long for when you pack it down and put it in your quiver. So we've added in the joint, so when it's folded down, it's the length of a conventional oval umbrella. Now the span is about 52 inches, so it's not the largest umbrella on the market, but it's designed for the angler who wants to travel light. I mean, I've used this in the middle of the winter. It's open fronted, but there's plenty enough room in there to get big bed chairs in and also room for your kit. Now with the front rib, the 2 extended ribs touching the ground at the front, what you can do is adjust the height by moving these 2 ribs in or out. So if you're using one of the bed chairs with really short legs and you like a nice sort of low down profile to this shelter, you simply can pull the ribs out and reduce the height. Or as I've got it here, I've got it set a bit higher by pushing the ribs in. Also, by extending these front ribs, it means we've got this sort of front quarter panel here that provides extra coverage compared to a conventional oval umbrella. Now the material is a nice tough nylon, highly waterproof, just the right shade of olive green. Obviously it's all tape sealed and everything. Tough double stitched pegging points and a draft skirt around the inside that's compatible with a heavy duty ground sheet that's an optional extra. The brolly itself, it's ultra light. It's built around a 8mm fiberglass frame, and without the pegs it weighs in at just 3.25 kilos. So that's incredibly light, but it's very sturdy, very strong, stands up to, you know, I've fished this in real gale force conditions and it's been absolutely fine. So I'll show you in a bit more detail how it sets up and how it goes up. It's dead simple. Now the Lo Pro comes in a protective sleeve, and it also comes with 8 pegs. It's got 8 pegging points, but I generally only need to use 6. Now to set it up, I usually set my bed chair up first and just lay it down on the bed chair like that. Unbuckle it and then spread it out a bit. And then I'll take the first extension rib on the side. You just simply unclip it from the long rib, pull it round, and then just slip it into the joint there, like that. And then the same on the other side. Pull it round, unclip it, pull it round, and then it goes. And then you just take the erecting pole inside and it just goes up like a conventional umbrella. Nice positive locking mechanism, and then just unscrew this pole, and that I usually just store that at the back of the brolly. Pop the brolly down, and as you can see, it's freestanding. On the end of the erecting pole there's a locking nut which you can use if you want, screws up into the locking mechanism, so there's absolutely no way it can collapse, but I found that it locks so positively. I've never felt the need to use that, so I just keep that stored on the end of this pole. Now, we started working on the concept of this brolly, I think it was about the start of 2014. Sent a very rough drawing to the manufacturer with some suggested dimensions. A short while later, the first sample came in, and although it was a bit small, it proved that the concept with the extending ribs to make it freestanding actually worked. So the next sample, we made the dimensions a bit larger, and it was absolutely spot on. And we've been using samples since 2014, and it's proven to be a perfect shelter for short sessions, overnighters, that sort of thing, when you want to travel light. It's got a big enough footprint to give you plenty of cover with the panels at the front, enough space, you can get the bed chair right to the back, so there's enough sort of leg room in front, so you're still nicely covered, and goes up and down really quickly. Obviously it's just open fronted, but I've used it in the depths of winter in horrible conditions and stayed nice and dry. There is a sort of a best way of pegging it out. So I'll start by pegging the two rear ribs first at the back. So with these, you can actually adjust the width of the brolly at the back by pulling it out or pushing it in slightly, depending on the length of your bed chair. Do the next side one, and then two front ones. Like I said before, depending on where you position the peg, you can adjust the height of the shelter at the front. So, and the last one. So very quick to set up. Although it doesn't come with storm poles, there are two storm pole attachments on the upper front ribs. So if you want to use a long storm pole and angle it down along the edge of the material, if it's blowing a real gale in your face, then you can do that. There's the facility to do it. But I must admit, I've fished in some pretty fierce conditions and never felt it necessary. So there it is, the ESP Lo Pro umbrella. Super lightweight, but very strong, quick to set up and take down, a nice compact footprint, but plenty of room underneath, and we found it to be the perfect brolly for short sessions.